Welcome to Take a Deep Breath. Today's breathing exercise is feather breathing using your nose. And don't worry, you don't need a feather because we'll be using our finger instead for this exercise. This is a very simple breathing exercise that comes from the Buteyko method. And you can find more Buteyko exercises by going to the Buteyko website. The link is in the description below. And I'm going to guide you through this exercise today. This exercise is perfect for anybody wanting to increase their ability to handle CO2. And just very briefly, why would you want to do that? The more comfortable we get with our CO2 levels, which is the stimulus to breathe, the more athletic exercise ability we have, but also for those people that get out of breath really easy, maybe just getting off the chair or going for a walk, an exercise like this is just going to help slow everything down and increase our ability to handle a slightly higher level of CO2. What I love about this exercise, it reminds me of a story James Nestor told, the author of Breath, and you can find that in the descriptions below. He told the exercise of samurais back in the day, and before battle they would come up to them and put a feather underneath their nose, and if the feather moved and they were breathing too heavy before battle, then that was an indication that they weren't fit enough to go further. So we're not going into battle today, we're just going to help our body relax and get used to CO2. I pre-recorded the exercise earlier, so you can play along with me now. Okay, let's begin. Welcome to feather breathing. Let's start off with our posture. I'd like you to imagine there is a piece of string pulling you upwards from the top of your head towards the ceiling. Lengthen the distance between your navel and sternum and widen the space between your ribs. Okay, place your finger underneath your nose so you can monitor the airflow from your nose. This will give you feedback about your breathing. Bring your attention to the airflow on your finger. Can you feel the warm air as it flows onto your finger? There is no need to place your attention on the movement of your chest or tummy. Instead, focus on the airflow on your finger. Really concentrate on the warm air as it leaves your nostrils and blows onto your finger. Now that we have that awareness, let us start to slow down our breathing. As you feel the warm air on your finger, gently slow down your breathing. Take a soft breath in through your nose and allow a gentle and prolonged breath out. Breathe so softly that you can hardly feel any air blowing onto your finger. Imagine that your finger is a feather and that your breathing is so soft that the feather doesn't even flutter. Slow down the speed of the air leaving your nostrils. The objective is to slow down your breathing so that you can feel hardly any air leaving your nose. There is no need to hold your breath or try to restrict your breathing. There is no need to deliberately interfere with your breathing muscles. Instead, allow your breathing to soften by concentrating on the warm air as it flows onto your finger. The more warm air you feel, the harder you are breathing. So can you quieten or soften your breathing to the point where you're feeling hardly any air on your finger? The amount you are breathing during the exercise should be less than it was before the exercise started. You are doing the exercise correctly if you feel a tolerable air hunger. I need you to feel like you want to breathe in more air. The need for air should be tolerable both during the inhalation and the exhalation. As you reduce the volume of air you breathe, it is normal to feel a slight tension in your diaphragm breathing muscle. If you find that you're experiencing involuntary contractions of the diaphragm, then the need for air is too much. With practice, the goal is to maintain a tolerable air hunger for 4 to 5 minutes. As you feel the warm air on your finger, gently slow down your breathing. If you can slow it down even further, and you can maintain, then try to do so. Take a soft breath in through the nose and allow a gentle and prolonged breath out. Breathe so softly that you can hardly feel any air blowing onto your finger. Imagine that your finger is a feather and that your breathing is so soft that the feather doesn't even flutter. Slow down the speed of the air leaving your nostrils. The objective is to slow down your breathing so that you feel hardly any air leaving your nose. Okay, and now we're coming to the end of the exercise. You're exactly where you need to be. Well done. It's always strange listening to your own voice. I hope you enjoyed that. If you got any moisture in your mouth, then that's an indication that you've probably activated the parasympathetic nervous system, or what they call rest and digest. So any moisture there, you're probably on the right track. Good exercise to practice a couple of times a day, depending on what your goals are when it comes to your breathing practice. Is it to increase your CO2 tolerance? Is it just to be able to just get less breathless? This is a wonderful exercise. Also, what I'll link to somewhere is the hand cupping, which came out a couple of months ago now on this channel, and that's another exercise great if you find yourself walking around with a mask in the street and you end up going to mouth breathing. We want to be using the nose, so that's a good exercise for that. Thank you so much for watching Take a Deep Breath. That's the end of the exercise, so thank you. Please like, subscribe and share, and if you're new here, we have got something called Breathcast, which is our breathing podcast where I get to interview the world's top experts when it comes to breathing and breath work, and we've got a whole playlist now with 26 podcast episodes out, which is bonkers. So you'll enjoy that, I hope. And in our channel, we've got over 100 videos now dedicated to different breathing exercises, depending on what your goals are. Thank you so much for watching Take a Deep Breath, and we'll see you on the next breathing exercise. Take care. Cheers.